Welcome back to Football Daily, where today we're taking you through the 10 highest earning footballers in 2017. 10. Paul Pogba, £16.4 million. Money has always been an intrinsic part of Paul La Bille Pogba's career. Even from a young age, whilst captaining the Le Havre under-16 side, it became an unwelcome distraction, as Manchester United and Le Havre had a very public spat following his move in 2009. Le Havre accused the English side of tempting him away from their academy with the promise of a family home and a one-off lump sum of £87,000, something United were later cleared of by FIFA as the clubs eventually settled outside the courts. Although, before he became the commercial behemoth we know him to be today, he had to make a big decision, departing the richest club in the world for a new-look Juventus side in search for game time. But confidence in his ability isn't something Pogba has ever lacked, and after being given the chance to shine, he climbed to third in Serie A's highest earners list by 2015, taking home a cool £3.3 million a year, only bested by Daniele De Rossi and Gonzalo Higuain. After 4 domestic titles, he returned to United for a then world record fee of £89.3 million, in a deal that landed his agent Mino Raiola €27 million alone. According to mainstream media, his basic salary in his first year was a modest $170k, boosted by substantial incentives. For example, 2016's Europa League was worth an extra $36k per week to the Frenchman, and qualification to the Champions League even more. More recent findings have his wager closer to $290k per week, which, coupled with his long-term deals at Adidas, place him at a very healthy 10th on the Forbes Sporting Rich List for 2017. 9. James Rodriguez, £16.9 million. Despite putting up great figures for Los Blancos in his final season, equating to 8 goals and 6 assists in just 13 starts, James was made surplus to requirements come the summer of 2017, and subsequently moved on to Bavarian giants Bayern Munich on a 2-year loan deal. And with wages of up to $130k per week, it's no wonder the Madrid money men were keen to see his Colombian keister depart the bench. Now, in the absence of his £6.24 million annual wage package, Real Madrid are recouping around $17k per day. Despite Rodriguez's wiltering form, owing mainly to a lack of playing time, his wages in Germany are actually on the rise, and in his second year, he'll be earning as much as £7.2 million per annum. Not bad for a boy who started his career in the Colombian second division. To supplement this already staggering income, he's also a brand ambassador for numerous companies, including Hugo Boss, Adidas, Pepsi, and Cyprus-based financial market trading platform Libertex. No, I don't have a clue about that last one either, but these affiliations earned him a whopping $7 million in 2016 alone. However, after his loan time in Germany is up, Munich have no obligation to make the transfer permanent, so that 6-year contract at Madrid may come back to haunt their accounts yet again. 8. Sergio Aguero, £17.4 million. Manchester City's deadly marksman might only stand at 5'8", but his $220k a week salary dwarfs most pay packets in football. In fact, only Yaya Toure matches that payday at the star-studded Citizens, with the pair earning almost twice that of their captain, Vincent Kompany. However, Aguero's deal runs 2 years longer than the Ivorians, and with his 30th birthday only a year away, the injury-prone star is unlikely to get a more lucrative deal elsewhere, especially now the Chinese football experiment has gone down the toilet. As well as cash flush deals with Puma and Pepsi, Nissan have also employed the diminutive forward as one of their engineers of excitement, littering Champions League broadcasts with nonsensical football/car manoeuvres that end with his impossibly white grin. However, they're nothing compared to his adverts with Wix, where the Argentine takes us through the seemingly delightful process of making his own website. It's all very bizarre until you see all those zeros on his yearly earnings. 7. Luis Suarez, £18 million. One of the least commercial viable men on our list, owing largely to his taste for human flesh, Luis Suarez still brings home the bacon thanks to his £10.4 million year deal with Spanish giants Barcelona. And as only the second player to score 35 league goals in a season for a club, it's hard to say it hasn't been money well spent. Despite that bite on Chiellini prematurely bringing his deal with 8-8 Poker to an end, it wasn't enough to put Adidas off, and the striker has since engineered deals with Pepsi, Beats by Dre and Beko to rake in an additional $5 million in revenue as of December 2016. The kid from La Commercial neighbourhood in Montevideo now owns a mansion there that's protected by 14-foot walls, and while the complex has been built to keep people out, El Pistolero remains a man of the people. In December 2013, Suarez was awarded the Player of the Year award by the Football Supporters Federation. He had the sponsors donate the $13,000 prize money to the Teleton Foundation, a charity in Uruguay that helps children with neuromuscular disorders. 6. Wayne Rooney, £18.2 million. Manchester United and England's all-time top scorer has starred in some classic commercial ventures, such as Nike's Write the Future ads, in which he smashes Roger Federer one-handed at table tennis. Conversely, he's also appeared in some rotters, including the online ad for wine brand Casillero del Diablo, in which he refers to a bottle of wine as a legend. And the less said about the X-Men commercial, the better. However, this relentless pursuit of the Yankee dollar has made him one of football's elite earners. At the height of his powers, he was collecting an eye-watering $300k per week at Manchester United. And that doesn't include the sponsorship or other lucrative schemes such as loyalty bonuses. And with technology giants Samsung and publishers HarperCollins on side, you get a man worth in excess of £100 million. Back in 2015, even when Rooney and United's fortunes were in decline, Forbes still reported that the forward made as much as £4.5 million a year in sponsorship deals, meaning he's still a major player on Forbes' sporting rich list. Now he's taken a 50% pay cut to play for boyhood club Everton, but somehow we think he'll manage. 5. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, £24.7 million. The big Swede sneaks into our top 5 yet again, following his big money move to the Premier League giants Manchester United last season, despite the Red Devils not paying a penny in fees to Paris Saint-Germain. However, that doesn't mean it didn't hit them deep in the pockets though, with commercial Yoda Ed Woodward shelling out an estimated £18 million in agent fees and signing on bonuses to Zlatan's entourage in order to beat LA Galaxy to the deal. But that did not stop there, with Zlatan becoming the highest paid Premier League star on a wage that would make even Hollywood eyes water, with £367,640 put into his account each week. Oh, and that's without bonuses, which there were more than a few. In fact, according to Football Leaks, by the end of his first season, Zlatan was earning over £150,000 per goal and a further £50k per assist, of which he scored 28 and created a further 10. The 35-year-old could have earned even more had his 16-year-long relationship with Nike not broken down around Christmas, leading to the termination of his deal and Zlatan even wearing Adidas boots in the EFL Cup final against Southampton. Luckily for Zlatan, the Manchester move and Nike nightmare coincided perfectly with the launch of his new AZ clothing range, as he used press conferences to make major announcements before revealing a new t-shirt. Nevertheless, with yearly earnings of over £24 million and having signed another new contract with United, the Benjamin Button of football just keeps raking in the dollar. 4. Gareth Bale, £26.3 million. From one man Manchester United managed to sign to a man they continue to miss out on. It's Gareth Bale, who, despite spending 126 days out with an injury last season, still manages to clean up the paychecks. The Welshman, who signed a new contract until 2022 at the start of last season, will earn £150 million in the next 6 years, and was even Madrid's best paid player for a short time until Cristiano Ronaldo woke up and threw his $1 billion toys out of the pram just 1 month later. With a weekly wage estimated at around £600k per week before tax, Bale now earns around 430% more than he ever did at Spurs. And with a £1 billion buyout clause, it's fairly easy to see why he continues to reject United's advances. However, with Marco Asensio an ever-growing prospect and a thorn in the Welshman's side, only time will tell if the money makes a rotation spot worth it, especially when a move to United would likely increase that wage even further. 3. Neymar, £28.8 million. Surprisingly, the only South American to breach the top 5 this year, Forbes put Neymar's yearly earnings at just under £30 million. Not that he will give a thanks to a £200 million move to PSG this month. But we're going on the past year, and I think it's fair to say that hasn't been too badly done. With a weekly wage at Barcelona of £260k per week after tax, and enough bonuses to make a banker smile. One such bonus was a £25 million loyalty bonus supposed to be paid to Neymar on July 31st. But following his move to PSG, the Catalan giants are refusing to pay out and are now suing the Brazilian for breach of contract. Fortunately, Neymar shouldn't have any problem paying his legal fees thanks to his endorsements with Nike, Red Bull and Panasonic that earn him a fairly tidy £11 million a year on top of his weekly wage. Now at PSG, L'Équipe claimed the 25-year-old will be earning £570,000 after tax. So we fully expect him to climb this table and finally break into the top 2 spots in 12 months' time. 2. Lionel Messi, £61.8 million. No, that isn't a typo. The jump from number 3 to number 2 is indeed £33 million. And unsurprisingly, the number belongs to the amazing Lionel Messi. Currently earning around £35 million per year after tax from his wage alone, the best player in the world was meant to have signed a new contract at Barcelona in July that would have seen his wages nearly double. In fact, Barcelona's website even reported that a new deal had been agreed with the Argentine until 2021. But no, the Blaugrana jumped the gun, and in actual fact, no deal was finalised, meaning Leo is actually available on a pre-contract this January and can move for nothing next July. That's mad. Nevertheless, this hasn't stopped Messi raking in the Yankee dollar, with some of the biggest commercial deals in world sport, let alone football, including a monstrous $140 million Adidas deal that stretches over 7 years. Now with rumours of PSG and Manchester City interest, Barcelona are rumoured to be readying a £60 million per year deal, so don't be surprised to see him competing with Neymar for next year's number 1 spot. 1. Cristiano Ronaldo, £71.9 million. The big man has done it again. Our number 1 spot of course has to go to CR7, who has been raking in the titles, including a Champions League, a La Liga title and a Ballon d'Or. And unsurprisingly, he's been raking in the cash too. CR7's brand is now so big that he's not only the highest paid footballer on planet Earth, but the highest paid sports person, moving a full £7 million ahead of basketball god LeBron James, following the signature of his new 4-year contract at Real Madrid back in November. The serious money behind Cristiano though comes from his endorsements and commercial works with brands such as Nike, Armani, Castrol, Tagua, Coca-Cola, Emirates, oh and don't forget the massive KFC. For now, Cristiano is staying at the Bernabeu until 2021, but after kicking up one hell of a fuss after the tax scandal that engulfed him in June, Madrid are considering yet again another contract improvement to keep their star man happy. Marca believe this is likely to see him earn another 20% on top of his already obscene £39 million a year deal. But do you guys still think he will be sitting pretty at number 1 in 2018? Let us know in the comments below. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. As usual, let us know what you thought in the comments below. And if you've liked that, why not check out the video that's on screen right now? Click it, it's a good one. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.